Hey everyone, it's been a minute. Thank you for joining me. My name is Veronica and this is my cross-stitch channel. Veronica X Stitch. Is this Flosstube number? I don't know. It's been like a year and a half since my last video and I want to thank everyone who has encouraged me to make a new one. So here we are. Today is Christmas Eve 2023. So I hope you're all having nice holidays. I'll try to get this posted today, if not tomorrow, or whatever time of the year is. I hope you're having a good time. If you're curious why it's taken me so long to make a video, I will share that after I give you all an update. I'm going to go through all of my projects with you, including the ones that I've finished since my last video, which isn't that much. I have 5 finishes and 5 finishes and 10 WIPs, works in progress, to show you all. And then after I get into my life update a little bit, then I'll go into plans. So let's get started, shall we? I have a nice little cheat sheet, all of my things that I'm going to show you. But there are details down in the description box below if you're curious more about the projects or how to obtain them, if that's even possible. So the first one, I'm going to go through my 5 finishes since my last video, which was a year and a half ago. This is, I have a foam board here to make it easier to see these, because otherwise you'll see through them. This is Winter White Santa by Mirabilia. I started this in May 2018 and finished it in June 2022 at StitchCon, so I got to ring the bell. I didn't work on it continuously for the 4 years. I did other projects too, but I'm super happy with this one. I think it's the biggest Mirabilia that I've done. And let's see, I did not do Santa's skin 1/1 like I do on most others, but I did darken it a bit because he was pasty white. You couldn't even see him, honestly. So, so I gave him like a deeper complexion. And that was the only change that I made to this pattern. It's a beautiful design. It comes with, the pattern itself comes with this charm here for the top of the tree. And I also bought the bead pack and just did everything as called for. It has Whisper in it and his like cuff, like the fluff around his edge here, and some here and there in his coat, I believe. Whisper is like fuzzy, and it has one silk that you use in the tree. Goes from red and green. But yeah, this was really a lot of fun to stitch, and I don't know if I'll ever want to bead at a retreat again, because that's what I was rushing to do to get this finished. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to stitch, so I still have to frame it, obviously. Next up is another big finish that I had at StitchCon 2022. So I got to ring the bell 2 times. This is European Beastro by Dimensions, which is a kit. This is, it comes with 16 cat light blue Ada. Going back to my Winter White Santa, this is on a blue Fabrics by Stephanie, I don't know the name. This is on a light blue Ada. I used everything from the kit. Started it in July of 2018 and finished it in June of 2022. So this is almost 4 years to stitch, but again, really nice. I had a lot of fun with it. I sort of backstitched as I went, and worked my way through. This is another one I was rushing to do French knots during a retreat, which doing like, I don't know, there's like hundreds of French knots in here, it seems, for the flowers, and I feel like I got really, really good at French knots. But yeah, this is a neat piece, and I definitely want to frame this one because I think it would look nice in my home. Obviously, it's been a year and it hasn't been framed yet, so not a huge priority because that's expensive. Next finish, also a retreat finish. I don't even know if I think I might have just started this one during my last video. This is a Realist kit. It's called Bird of Happiness. It comes with the 14 count Ada, and it's printed, so the background is not stitched here, you just stitch the bird. There's actually a few realist kits like this one that are like fantasy creatures. Oh man, there goes my light. One moment, please. Okay, I don't know why my light's finicky today. But yeah, I was drawn to this one. Stephanie Mizzoso Crafty stitched, I believe, and that inspired me to get it. And yeah, it was, I finished this at the Queen City Stitch Retreat this year, so they also had a bell. Got to ring it. That was, let's see, I started this in June of 2022 and finished it in October of 2023. There were no finishes that I had between June 2022 and October 2023, so that might tell you something about why I wasn't making videos. But anyway, I am now. We'll see. Next up, I have two finishes that are smalls that I made for gifts for people. One of them, I'm going to insert a video here of a Christmas cat ornament that I made for a friend. It's already been sent and received by the friend. That was stitched over one on 32 count linen in Lady Gray by Grace Notes Fabrics. I did it 2 over 1 continental tent because it was just, it would have been way too big for an ornament. I bought this as a set of 6 on Etsy, so you'll see that link below, and I just stitched the third in the set, which I thought was really cute. I finished it using the Twisted Stitch Ravana's round ornament finishing video, and I'll link that below as well as her how to make cords video. So it was really, really helpful, and it was nice. It only took me 4 days to stitch, I think. I started it on October 6th and finished October 12th. Okay, 6 days. And the finishing took like maybe an hour, so it was pretty nice. The other small that I finished, I have here with me. One of them, I made 8 of these little ornaments. Same finishing, of course, but the snowflake design is one that I kind of made up myself and put some beads in as well. The fabric is 32 count opal linen in Neptune from Under the Sea Fabrics. Let me zoom a little bit on this for you. And the back is just the same fabric that I used on the cat. But I made 8 of these and gave them to friends for Christmas. So next up so that was my 5 that I finished since last year. Next up, I've got 10 works in progress to share with you. Many of these are, I'm going from oldest to newest. So many of these, if you've seen my older videos, you'll see I've seen them before. Some of them I have a lot of progress on, some of them I have no progress on. So let's get started, shall we? Next up, I have the 12 Days of Christmas by Teresa Wentzler. This is my oldest WIP. I started it in May of 2018. And there are 12 small designs. You can probably do them as one giant one, but I decided to do them on little small pieces of 28 count Monaco, and they're entirely or almost entirely over 1 with the exception of the border. So I have completed the first day of Christmas. I finished this a while ago. I have completed the second day of Christmas. And I am working on the 3rd and 4th, which I'd started both for, I think, different WIP goals. So the 3rd, as you can see, I've got some of the French hen done, and the 4th, I just have the border. And yeah, that's all. It isn't too exciting, not too much more than what I had done since my last video. I don't even remember when I last stitched on that one. It might have been before. So next up is a series of Star Trek patterns that I purchased them from Etsy, but I don't think you can get them anymore, but it's by Pixel Power Designs, so I'll link their website down below as well. I don't know if I've touched these since my last one either, but I've purchased some of the older series that my husband really likes. So we have Enterprise, and it didn't come with the top part here, the series name, so I charted that one myself. And I was working on the next one, which I also charted myself and then had to like frog and move over. Yeah, I think I'm still in the process of moving this stuff over to the left, which is why I haven't been so, this is the original series, and I haven't been so motivated to do all this frogging of this yellow here. But my husband would love it if I picked that back up again. I think I also started on TNG. Yeah, I did. Next Generation, I started on the Little People. So I'm more interested in the big pieces than I am the small ones. So that and the whole pixelated look, it's cool, but it's not my favorite. So next one is one of my favorites, and I was recently working on this. This is The Castle by Teresa Wentzler. And sorry about the glare, but so I've probably done a bunch on this since my last video. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting. 28 count of the Star Trek guys are on 28 count Lugana. This is on what I thought was a 32 count Lugana in Mercedes by Picture This Plus, but it's unfortunately smaller than 32. I don't know if that's because of the dye or because it was mislabeled. And that makes it, the stitches really bulky because you have to have like 2 strands. It's blends almost entirely. And I also decided to do the Krynic blending filament conversion, sort of, which basically is you stitch, I've been stitching blending filament over the dragon to make it sparkle a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that in the video, but the dragon is a sparkly. The castle and rocks are not. I'm currently working down in here. These aren't backstitched yet, but I'm really enjoying the rocks. I don't know why. It's just very relaxing to me. I did this by pages. So if you have the book like I do, I'm just sure the pattern is probably similar, but it's broken into pages. And I started out by doing the upper right corner, and then I moved over to the upper left corner, bottom left corner, and now I'm doing the last page here, which came down to about right here. So I've been working on this in the past couple weeks here. But yeah, this is fun. I don't know why, but I'm very motivated when I'm, more than halfway done with a project to finish it lately. So that's why I've had some bigger finishes or more motivation to work on the things that I'm closer to finishing. So yeah, and I think I've learned a lot from doing that, from doing bigger Teresa Wentzlers in the future. I'm going to do not 32 count hand-dyed Lugana, at least. Next up is one I'll insert a picture of. This is the Accolade by, the original artist is Edmund Layton, but it was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's just the regular standard color set, not super size or anything like that. And this is on a 28 count Jobelin on 1/1 full cross. And I don't think I've touched this since my last video because pulling it out now I kind of want to, but I just haven't been motivated to lately. But I just have the first 2 rows of pages. I did buy the large format pages, and then I went and got Pattern Keeper, so that part doesn't really matter anymore, but because you can zoom it in to your heart's content on Pattern Keeper mostly. But it does start to get interesting in the 3rd row, so now I kind of do want to work on this again. I probably don't need to fold this up too neatly because I'll do that later. But next up is, oh yeah, sorry. I started on the Accolade in February of 2020. My next one I started in January 2021 at the January 20th, actually, on Biden's inauguration day. During the inauguration, I started Queen of Freedom by Mirabilia. This one is unfortunately out of print, but as you can see, I did get it autographed by Nora Corbett. I went to the Queen City Stitch Retreat and met her. She's so wonderful. And then Mindy gave me this lovely bag to keep it nice and neat in. which I only took it out once to make my working copy. I'll probably leave it in here forever, but and I'll be honest with you, I love this design, but it's not my favorite Mira. I like the more colors, and some of the newer ones are really nice, but this is really fun. So here's where I'm at on her. So as you can see, I finished her skin. I did her skin 1/1 continental tint, or sorry, 2/1 continental tint. And oh, she looks a little funny in this angle, but oh yeah, probably because she's missing all the beads in her hair and stuff like that. But yeah, so I was working down the flag and stuff, and it's a lot of block colors from here on out. Should be pretty easy, I think. But yeah, this one is fun. Very patriotic. Next up is another favorite of mine that I've gotten a lot done on. This is, oh yeah, sorry, the fabric. I keep forgetting to talk about the fabric. You can tell it's been a while. This fabric is a printed fabric, which I don't know if you could see it, but it's got like the We the People stuff on it, printing on it. This is from Fabric Flair. It fits perfectly with a fat quarter on that design, which is good. I know a lot of people use that fabric for Lady the Flag, and I think it's really, like, that's a taller pattern, and I don't know if it would fit so nice on there, but maybe it will, I don't know. Next up is Glory in the Morning by Crosswing Collection. This one is one of my favorites to work on. I just love the colors and the flowers and everything. It's just so, brings me so much joy to stitch. But it's huge. It's a biggin. Which makes it, you know, all the more interesting to me. It is on, let me show you where I'm at, because if you've been following me on Instagram, I have been posting progress updates on this, but I don't even know if it makes sense to hold it up with the thing behind it because it's so dang tall, because it's like 500 stitches tall. So I'll just slowly move it up here. I don't have a good way of doing this. I'm about 80% done with this thing. There are just a few more flowers and stuff left. A few more of the morning glories left. I don't even know if I can hold it in a way that you could see the whole thing. Oh, there. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Let's see if I can. There. Kind of. The fabric was specially hand painted for this by Crosswing Collection. I had to have it ordered by my LNS, which is Just Stitching in Strongsville, Ohio. And I had to have them special order both the fabric and the pattern for me. But it was worth it. Okay, next up is one that, oh yeah, I started Glory in the Morning on August of 2021. So I've been working on that one for about 2 years now. Next up is a pattern that I got from my sister for Christmas. It is, I think she bought it on Etsy. It's Baby Yoda by KottaStitch. And I've been stitching this on a, which I'll insert a picture of here. I've been stitching this on a waste canvas on a canvas bag because I just thought that would be kind of cool. However, I later realized, because it's a pain getting the needle. You have to use a really sharp needle. You can't use a tapestry needle like you normally do with cross stitch. You have to use like either, you have to use a like embroidery needle, a sharp needle to get through the canvas. Otherwise, it just doesn't work so well. And I realized later that I could have just stitched it on cross stitch fabric and then sewn it onto a bag. It would have been tons easier. I am using Pattern Keeper for this because it's kind of full coverage-ish. And you can kind of see his face is a little bit coming together. Still missing a few colors up there, but yeah. This is my first time stitching on using with waste canvas. Next up, so I started that one, December 31st, 2021. So I might have shown it in my last video, I don't remember. This next one is the Mermaid of Salem Bay by The Primitive Hare. I ordered the digital pattern, so I'll insert a picture of what that looks like when it's done. I started this in February of 2022, and I'm not very far on it. This is on the 30 count Pirates fabric, which is the called for. It's also by a printed fabric by the Primitive Hair also. So yeah, just barely got maybe few days in, not very far on that. So everything here on out, just 2 more left were after my last video, so you won't have seen them here. I don't even know if I've posted them on Instagram yet. I don't think I have, because I'm not good about posting everything. I know some people post like every single day. I don't have that kind of time, sorry. Next is a Mill Hill kit that I just started working on just as a little travel project. It's called Blue Morpho Butterfly. It's one of those little 6x6. It's on perforated paper that it comes with, and here's where I'm at. This is from Schitt's Creek. It's from the needle minder is from Rebel Stitcher, and that's David from Schitt's Creek. I think he says, I'm trying very hard not to connect with people right now. Yeah, I'm trying very hard not to connect with people right now. It's so funny. So I'm not that far on this. I'm just like it's just a travel, like, you know, if I'm sitting in the car waiting for something type of project. And finally, my latest start. I started this at the Queen City Stitch Retreat 2 in October of 2023. And this is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. Also got an autograph on this one too. So I think I only I don't even know how far I got. Probably just a few hours worth. Yeah. The fabric is 28 count London Fog Linen by Under the Sea Fabrics. And yeah, just some of the 310, some of the black. That's it. So that's all I have to show you. I don't tend to have a lot of WIPs. Well, I don't know, some people have like one. I tend to just focus on something and stitch on it for a really long time, and then I'll post to Instagram like once a month or once every other month. I also like the big projects too. That's where I've tended to put my energy, I think. So yeah, life updates. So in about 1.5 years ago, I lost my stitchy bug, and the reason I think is because work got really, really stressful. And if you know me well, I've probably told you some of the details, but I'm not going to share that here. If I haven't told you, and I know you will, just ask and I'll tell you. But basically work got really stressful, and I used to stitch like a lot, for me anyway, because I work full-time, have kids, so like 1 to 2 hours a day was like my going rate, and more on the weekends. And it went down to like maybe once a week. And I stopped watching Flosstube. I stopped being interested. And for those of you who make videos, you know that it's like extra on top of that. It doesn't cost much money. Like, hobbies are money and time. It doesn't cost much money, but it costs a lot of time. And I just didn't have that in me for a while. I went to StitchCon last year, and I was kind of a little bummed about it. You know, I went, and it was just hard. I finished the 2 pieces there and saw my friends. It was lovely to see them again. By the way, big shout out to Marianne. If you know her, say hi. I love you, Marianne. Miss you. She's going through some stuff right now. I won't say what either. That's up to her to tell. But anyway, yeah, so lost my stitchy bug, went to StitchCon. And then I stitched a little bit here and there, but not very much. I didn't really have the energy to make another video. Work was still really stressful. Then we come around to like April of this year, of 2023. I lost my job. I was laid off along with a bunch of other people. It sucked, but it was for the best, I think. And that stressed me out too, of course, because now I gotta find another job. So I did. I was lucky and I found something good, and I'm there now. And of course, starting a new job comes with its own stressors. So getting back into it, you know, learning, a lot of learning, which is good. I love it, but it's a lot. And so that also slowed me down, but I did get back into stitching. I canceled my StitchCon reservation for this year, but I still went down to visit my friends because they're in the same state as me. And so I just went down for a day and had lunch with them. And I did go to obviously the Queen City, which I mentioned, the Queen City Stitch Retreat in Charlotte in October, which was loads of fun too. And so I'm gonna try to go to more retreats next year. and maybe get back into more videos. We'll see. But yeah, life's better now. I have more capacity to stitch. I don't think I'm quite back up to where I was like an hour or two a day, but I'm stitching like almost every day now. And yeah, as far as like purchases, I'm not going to show you stuff that I'm buying right now because I would say that it's been a lot, but it really hasn't, because I've achieved sable stash acquisition beyond life expectancy. I have a lot of stuff. More shit than I need. And yeah, multiple times over my lifetime, I think, unless I do like retire and end up just producing crazy output or something, I'm not gonna be able to finish everything. So I've been really, really critical with what I'm purchasing, and it has to be stuff I love, like only like, you know, certain designers that I really, really like Mirabilia and Dimensions, and yeah, just a couple of others, and it's stuff that I really know that I'm going to stitch, or small things like some of the ornaments that I finished, like for the butterfly thing that I'm working on now, which I'm not as drawn to. Those are more like, you know, it's either I have a goal in mind, like it's a gift, so that motivates me, or it's just like a travel, something to keep my hands busy, travel project. So anyway, yeah, thank you again to those of you who encouraged me to make another video. I really appreciate it. As far as my plans go, like I said, I intend to, but we'll see what kind of a reaction this gets, I guess. So if you like it, please comment on it or give me a thumbs up to know that you want more of these. I used to do like one a month, and I would show like before and after of my progress over the last month, which is kind of like motivating to me to kind of be like, I want to show some progress. I want to show a significant amount of progress. And I think that sort of helped motivate me. And I also, I don't know, as far as what I'm going to stitch, I just do the sweet wee thing, stitch what you want when you want. Which, you know, is the most motivating for me. You know, I tried WIP Go. I like it. I mean, I think it's great if you have the time, but I just felt demotivated by it because the goals would just pile up, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. Even though I wanted to do that when in December I planned it for the prior year, I didn't want to stitch that at the time. So I would just kind of give up on my goals in 2022. But yeah, actually going through all my projects again with all of you has been motivating too, because I'm like, now I want to work on them again. So, yeah, that's all I think I have. So, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you sharing this time with me. I hope you have a nice holiday or whatever time of the year it is for you. I mentioned this because I